Hello everyone, my name is Zach. As always, today I am talking about the show Squid Game, and I'm giving a review on the show. Yes, I know I am late to this, but do I care? Not really, because I'm talking about it now. So, we start off this series with our boy, and he's down on his luck, kind of like everybody else that joins the Squid Game, and eventually, he gets put into the Squid Games, and he's like, you know what? I'm gonna earn some cash. So he goes into this whole Squid Game thing, and and the guards are like, ha ha ha. And then then he's like, what's happening here? So then we get to see these guards, and they're like these suspicious guys, right? And they're getting on these roles, they're like, and they have like these weird voices. So, anyways, and then they have to go to these games. These games are different games, like there's a honeycomb game, famously red light, green light, which we'll talk about in a second, glass bridge, and then, yeah, there's others, but we'll get into those later. So, first game is red light, green light. They're like, you know what, this is just going to be child's play. If I win these games, I'm going to win all this money. But no. As soon as one person gets out, they get shot, and they're like, oh crap, this isn't, they're like, guys, I don't think this is normal. So they're like scared, right? They're spooked. So he's like, ruh-roh, gotta do something now. So what does he do? He just goes through the games. It's actually pretty simple. Red light, green light, probably the easiest one out of all of these. And well, I guess the honeycomb is easy, depending on which shape you choose. Anyways, so this is a pretty simple game, and we get to see a good shot of the game master where he's watching the red light, green light game as in real time, and there's this beautiful music in the background, and it's just him watching it. It's all in all the killer in like slow motion, and he's just watching it normally, and there's like this instrumental music. It's really good. It's a really good shot. You can get what they're trying to show. Like it's supposed to look grand, and also like eerie, but eventually they get all sent back home because all of majority vote agreed to have them all go back home. So then when they eventually go back, there's this police officer, and he's like, haha, you know what? I'm going to go into the Squid Games. But when he goes into the Squid Games, he's pretending to be one of the guards, so he can sneak through and figure all this stuff. Honestly, he's probably my most favorite character in the show. I just think he's he's spectacular, and he has another superpower. He has this phone that just doesn't die over the course of a week, and he uses it constantly to write down notes of what's happening in the games to report to the cops when he gets back. But apart from his spectacularly his phone with a spectacular battery, there's another game. This game is honeycomb. They have to cut out a shape. They don't know this at this point, so they just pick whatever shape they think they want. Our main character is stupid, and he picks the umbrella, the most complex one and hard to do. So, and then they have to pick all these shapes, and if they don't, well, they get shot. Yeah. So, of course, since he has plot armor, he gets through, and then, yeah. There's also this whole thing where, the guards are secretly taking the killed contestants and selling their inner parts for money. It's a small thing, but it's interesting to see how corrupt the inside of this whole operation is, and it gives us a better view of really what's happening with the guards, which is interesting to see. And the thing that happened with this, the headmaster, that's just what we're gonna call him, the game master. The game master just straight up shuts this down and kills the person who's at the head of this whole operation. And yeah, and I think the costume's really cool. But apart from this, we have to get back to our little police officer man. he's just basically gathering information he's basically just there so he can get a better view of what's happening, like, from the guard's perspective of the Hunger Games, which is cool to see. And, well, thank you, police officer man, but we'll talk about him later. There's another game to attend to. Apart from there being among the opponents, some of them get killed at night. It's a whole thing. It's like a whole brawl thing, and it's shot really well. Like, the lights are flickering. Honestly, I'd probably have a seizure before any of the other contestants got to attack me. But anyways, so they have to go to this next game, which is Tug of War, and this game goes pretty much how you'd expect it. One team gets pulled over the edge, and the other team gets the rope, and of course the main character is on the team that wins. Not very special, but still cool. The one that everybody seems to talk about, but also one that people don't really like, is the glass bridge game. The glass bridge game is where you have to decide whether the tiles are a harder kind of glass that a person can stand on, or a certain type of glass where you'll fall right through it. I found some problems with this game. One, when they step on the glass, it takes them like 3 or 4 seconds for the glass to break. It takes like 2 seconds for the glass to break. They have enough time to just majestically just jump from one to the other, like, really fast. And even if the glass breaks, they'll still have enough time to get to the other one. And, yeah, I mean, that's one problem. The other problem is it just defies everything about the Hunger Games. They don't... It's not by their skill and everything through the games. It's by to where they basically just have to have luck. Even though there is somebody who knows which glass is which, but doesn't tell anybody that, so he has, like, no allies, and he gets killed. Well, no. Anyways, this is a huge spectacle. Thinking about it now, it's less and less of a good game the more I think about it. But yeah, so that's just my thoughts. I could be wrong, but anyways, later we get to see other games, and by this point, by this glass bridge game, there's only three maybe 3 contestants left. Mr. 218, 456, and then 067. 067 dies before the last game. And yeah. So then 218 and 456, they have a brawl. And that's where the actual Squid Game comes in, where they play it for like a few seconds, but then like they just stop and they like die, and like 218 just sacrifices himself pretty much so 456 could win. And it happens on the same thing that the red light, green light thing happened in, which was like cool, I guess. But yeah, so eventually, but anyways, we need to finish off the police officer story. He figures out, he gets more dirt on the Squid Games, and then the guards figure out about him, and they're like, oh no, we gotta stop this guy. So the game master tries to stop him, but we figure out the game master and the police officer are brothers. Yeah, crazy, right? So, but eventually the police officer gets shot by the game master, or his brother falls into the ocean, into the water, because he's standing on a cliff here. But something that was confirmed during the casting for all the characters is that he's still alive. We know he's going to come back in the next season, because they did a cast announcement a few months back. I mean, that could have changed, but I doubt it did, since they already did a cast announcement. They must be pretty confident in this. I'm excited to see him in season 2. Probably one of the things I'm most excited for, but anyways, we have to get back to our main character. He eventually gets out of the Hunger Games, and he's like, he gets out of the Squid Games, and he's sad. He's like, all this money's good, but like, 455 people died, so I could win this. Honestly, kind of sad. So, and then it's like this whole thing. It's like he's like sad. He doesn't do anything with his money. And yeah, so it's this whole story arc. And I don't know why I didn't cover, but this show is huge. It would take a full-on thing to cover. But yeah, I'm just covering the base show since I know a lot of people probably have already seen it at this point. But yeah, guys, I just wanted to talk about the show. If you enjoyed this video or